Hello and welcome to Accounting 231 Computerized Accounting. I'm your instructor for this course. My name is Bob Payne. All kinds of information in the class like you would normally find in a typical online class, but I always like to do a little video as an introduction. Sometimes it helps to put the name with the face, and so that's what this is about. Just wanted to take a little bit of time here, talk about the course itself, and make sure we're all on the same page. Textbook. Make sure that this is what you have. QuickBooks 2012. Okay. You should have also gotten two additional items. You should have got a disk. This is your QuickBooks software. This is, I believe it's a 140-day trial edition, or 120 days, something like that. It's a trial edition of the QuickBooks Software 2012. Some of you, because of your work or other things that you're doing, may have a 2013 version. I think that'll probably work. 2013 actually is out right now, but they don't really have any textbooks. Usually the books are about 6 months after the software is released, so that's why we're still using 2012. For the most part, it'll probably work, although some of your visuals won't look the same as what they do in the book. If that's what you have, then you would be okay. I would consider going ahead and using that if you already have that on your machine. I'm not sure if you install a 2012 version, whether or not that's going to cause any problems. It may not, so that part's really up to you. And also you should have this disk. This is a student resources disk, and what's on this disk is some of the problems and projects that are in the book. Occasionally they will ask you to complete something like complete the fourth quarter, and so some of that information that you need that has the first 3 quarters, for example, of the books would already be on here, so you might occasionally need that. So you got to keep that handy, and then I showed you the book already. Okay, so let's talk about what's going to happen in the class. There is going to be discussion questions, if you will, or discussions, assignments, and things that we want you to do, and then you're going to post that stuff on the board, and then we're all going to talk about it as a group. So you can ask questions of me, ask questions of your fellow students, and that's going to happen on the board. There's going to be some other type of assignment, generally a case. What the case is taking some of the information that you learned about that particular chapter and applying it to a particular business. So again, that's where your student resources disk is going to come in. In this example here, this Seminar 1 case, in Chapter 2, there's this Lynn's Music Studio. So that's the company that we're going to use to test some of this content that you've learned along the way and see if you actually know how to do it. And these are all little practices along the way until you get to the very end of the course, where I believe it's the last 2 weeks you have this comprehensive project to work on. So it's pretty much everything that you learned along the way you're going to put together all at one time. And that particular project is worth 600 points out of 1,000. So as you can imagine, relatively important. A lot of work to do in it, and it actually takes up the last 2 weeks of the course. So 1/3 of the course is going to be devoted just working on that particular assignment. So the other thing to keep in mind here is you're not going to learn anything new in this class from the perspective of accounting. The assumption is that you have a basic working knowledge of accounting, of debits and credits, knowing what an asset is, knowing what a liability is. This book is not going to help you. This class is not going to help you if you have some issues with those. So I think that grabbing some of your old textbooks, if you still have access to those, and keeping them close to you and your computer when you're working on this in case you have any of those questions, that would be a good idea. Don't expect them to find them in this book, because that's not what this is about. This book is not to teach you anything at all about accounting. This book in this course is all about teaching you how to use a set of software, QuickBooks software, and basically doing all of your accounting functions. So doing your debits and credits, working your way through the accounting cycle, doing your adjusting and closing entries, and printing out various aspects of reports, from financial statements to information about your customers or bills that you owe and so forth. A number of different types of reports that you can do in this. You can do everything from inventory management to payroll to all kinds of invoicing and purchase order management, all kinds of other things that the software allow you to do. So the idea here is just to learn how this particular software works. So you're going to find, as in using any type of software, in order to have things match up with what the book is going to want you to do, you have to do it perfectly. There's going to be some times where you might forget to do this one little step, and you'd be surprised how important that one little step may have been. So you need to keep your frustrations in check. We will work through all this stuff together. We need to talk. You need to ask questions. And my perspective is, I'm not looking for absolute perfection on this. What I'm looking for is your ability to manage and navigate your accounting data with the software, and how well overall you can do that. It really, to really learn how to use QuickBooks and all of the different aspects of it and get really, really proficient at it, it takes longer than 6 weeks. But it is an important aspect. Normally you're going to do something with some proprietary software, or at the very least Excel, when you get out into the real world and you're practicing accounting. So it's good to have to learn one of these software packages. QuickBooks is the most popular, especially for small businesses. There's also Peachtree is another popular one. Again, once you learn one, you can figure out the other one. A lot of the aspects are the same. So as we move forward, first thing you're going to do, here's your reading assignment. Chapter 1 is all about setup and getting your software loaded. So pay specific attention to steps in the process. Okay, one of the biggest things that you're going to need to do is make sure as you do some work, you save it correctly along the way, so that you don't lose anything moving forward. And once again, if you have any questions, let's ask them on the board, or I have my contact information in there under faculty information. And good luck to you. Let's have some fun. Thanks.